morning, folks. Welcome aboard the channel. I'm Don. This is Rockin' the Country, and I have a gift request from none other than Mr. MontaukEd. And you know, Ed, every so often I've got to sport this hat in your honor because you're such a good dude. I've got the New York Mets hat, of course, and I style that one once in a while as well. But the Montauk hat that my Lex, my surrogate daughter, one of them, gave me, and I've got like 4 surrogate daughters. Probably 4.5, if you count Brittany, but and a surrogate son, Will. But Red Sovine's "Be Careful of Stones That You Throw." Now, I've done 2 renditions of this song already. One was Porter Wagner's, and the other was Senior's, right? Hank Williams Sr. So this is the 3rd time I've heard it, and I remember being impacted deeply by Hank's rendition and likely Porter's as well, but Senior's just, I remember the experience of hearing him sing that, and I was like, oh my. But Red Sovine, brace yourself. He is one of those voices that'll rip your heart out, teddy bear like. All right, here we go. Thank you for this gift, by the way, Ed, very much. They mean a lot to me, the gifts to the channel.
A tongue can accuse and carry bad news. The seeds of distrust it will sow. But unless you've made no mistakes in your life, be careful of stones that you throw.
Yeah,
a neighbor was passing my garden one time. She stopped and I knew right away that it was gossip, not flowers, she had on her mind. And this is what I heard my neighbor say.
It's really interesting. I don't know who wrote this song, but that the setting here is the woman's walking by and she's looking at my garden. There was nothing there when this song was being written, and the songwriter wanted a vignette, a little anecdote, a little something to set the song in, and it wasn't like, I don't know, there was a school teacher seeing me pick my kid up at school or whatever. Just like to point these things out because to me, it's always fascinating. There was nothing and then there was something. How did it get there? What was the inspiration for it and why? If you could reverse engineer and think it through. Creative concepts like this, sometimes you can, not always.
Girl down the street should be run from our midst. She drinks and she talks quite a lot. And she knows not to speak to my child or to me. And my neighbor then smiled, and I thought, A tongue can accuse and carry bad news. The seeds of distrust it will sow. But unless you've made no mistakes in your life, be careful of stones that you throw. A car speeded by and the screaming of brakes, a sound that made my blood chill. My neighbor's one child had been pulled from the path and saved by a girl lying still. The child was unhurt, and my neighbor cried out, "Oh, who was that brave girl so sweet?" I covered the crushed, broken body and said, "The bad girl who lived down the street." A tongue can accuse and carry bad news. The seeds of distrust it will sow. But unless you've made no mistakes in your life, Be careful of stones that you throw.
Yep, this was all about cheap gossip. Because there's a distinction, like I said in the beginning of the song, to be made about when we make judgments, which we do all the time. Judgment is neither good nor bad. It's just observing and assigning values to it, typically traced back to survival or happiness or pain and pain avoidance. And so you could judge somebody doing wrong. And if they're doing wrong, my friends and I used to throw snowballs at cars, and it's not wrong to call us out on that if you see us doing it. And we were called out on it a few times. Usually we would just run. But I'll use that as an example that that's not gossip if somebody says, "Hey, I saw so and so throwing snowballs." That's just factual or truthful. But in a song like this, it's like somebody just wants to talk. And it reminds me of that saying of like a lie can travel halfway around the globe before the truth can put its shoes on, something to that effect. And it's like, yeah, lies can travel very quickly. Truth or good things not as much. And it that's this song here. This woman's going around spreading lies, and then who saved her child and gave up her own life, but the one she was talking poorly about. So I don't see any benefit, never have, in talking poorly about somebody, assuming something negative about somebody. Just wait and see if they do harm to you or to someone else. Then fair enough, make your judgment. I don't like that person. They're an asshole. They're whatever. Fair, fine. It doesn't mean you need to go, promoting it out there. Just stay away from them privately if you want, or if you need to warn certain people nearby that so and so is really bad news. Like we've got child molester laws now. If you got a kid, you want to know there's one living in your neighborhood. Well, you'd prefer they weren't living there, but if they're gonna, it'd be nice to know so you can keep an eye on it and school your kid the right way. But when it comes right down to it, a song like this just is a lesson. It's one of these things that I don't know if other genres can. I don't think they can. I'm biased, but I don't think other genres of music other than country or traditional country, and folk absolutely fits in this. Western can teach lessons like this, like really ties it to real life issues. Like just be careful if you're gonna say something. You want to have something more than just opinion to back it up. So, and even if you're gonna say something, maybe it's not worth saying. It's like the saying, one should only say something if what you've got to say is of more value than the silence. And I try to live up to that. I do. It's a risk to not speak, but you got because you feel like you're losing part of yourself by shutting it down a bit. But I can talk certainly, but I have no problem just listening. And it's fun to go on someone else's journey with them. That's why I like traditional country like this so much. When you're trained to listen and not just be all amped up and go, 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 and then you can actually go on someone else's journey with them, just like we did in the song. But even when somebody's just talking with you about something. So, and if it's a gossipy journey, your stomach will start to turn because you're like, well, this is really bad. So, all right, no, I'm gonna rate this one, Ed. Oh yeah, of course it's you, Ed. Look at that. Oh God, Kyle Perkins does this to me too. A few of you get me going in some of your songs where I'm just like off and running on psychology, philosophy, sociology, and all that. But the number that popped into my yeah, is an 8.9. A MontaukEd special for MontaukEd. Holy cannolis. That's what popped into my head. I don't know what I gave Hank Seniors. I don't know what I gave Porter Wagner's, but 8.9 on this one. So there you go. All right, guys. Have a great day. Please don't gossip too much. And See you in another video and keep rocking the country.